Well, if you need to.
Hey, friends and fam. Welcome to another just a little bit of nutrition tidbits with me, but I'm really excited to share with you one of the journeys and highlights of one of our clients, online clients. She is located out of state, and I'll have her tell her name and where she's located. So you guys can also know that she has been just receiving so much rewards from her successes and being persistent with her nutrition. And I'm so excited to just share with you her journey through Iron Sharpens Iron Fitness, through our nutrition coaching. Okay, so without further ado, her name is?
I'm Cindy Jolly, and I live in the Dallas-Fort Worth area.
Awesome. So Cindy, it's really amazing to have you here. She is my life coach, and she has a lot of insight, the way that God has just guided her in life, so on and so forth. But the Lord has also given her the courage to stand up and say, I need to invest in my health. I need to invest in the temple of the Holy Spirit. So Cindy, can you start off by telling us a little bit about your journey, how you were before you started with Iron Sharpens Iron Fitness, and what it's like now?
Okay, so I've done numerous different things, many different things over the years, and had some successes and then some failures and some more successes, and a lot of successes that only lasted for a certain period of time. So I was a little bit leery about starting something new just because I hadn't necessarily seen that ongoing success. But I have been meeting with Mikal for almost 11, 12 weeks now. And I think this is one of the first times I've ever seen that I'm actually feeling like this is doable. And so I can actually count my macros, look at what I'm eating, and find things that still taste good, that I am enjoying. And I've been able to see success on the scale, but more than that, just in terms of my own ability, this is an ongoing thing that can last. So that's been one of the biggest successes for me.
Awesome. Before starting with the program, can you give me just maybe 3 fears that you might have had?
Okay. One was not continuing on. That would be one. And so far that's been good. One was becoming bored with what I was eating and feeling like I was having to force myself to eat things that I didn't really like. And that has not been an issue either, because I've discovered the air fryer. I've been able to create foods that I enjoy, that it's been doable. And yeah, so that's been really good. And I think, let's see, the third fear, in addition to following through on my nutrition, also just following through on me moving. And that's another area that I've really seen success in, that accountability of checking in on cardio and doing some of those things too. So all of those 3 fears have been answered in positive ways so far.
Awesome. How about community? What has that been like?
That's a great question. So I have enjoyed the times talking to Mikal on the phone or on Zoom. And then also I have tried to do most of the weekly check-ins, and that's been great to just meet other people going through they're at similar places, and the encouragement of learning ideas from the other people on the calls has been wonderful. Recipe sharing has been great. Alongside being able to share things that are hard and hear how other people have found success through that has been really encouragement. And it's also been good for me to be able to have opportunities to share things that have encouraged me and find opportunities to encourage other people through that. So that's been good too. Yeah.
Awesome. So you talked about movement earlier. Could you share a little bit about what you've been doing regarding movement specifically?
Well, I started trying to, on baby steps, just doing like some kind of cardio 3 days a week. And then I found myself, I'd put it off and put it off and put it off. And then on one of the check-in calls, Chris challenged me to maybe do something every day. And so he added a check-in, or it was like a check-in every day to mark off that I'd done some small amount of cardio every day. And that's been so much of an encouragement to me, because when I get to the end of the day, if I haven't done it, I will do something for 20 minutes. So mainly I've been on the elliptical for 20 minutes a day, or I've been walking in some form at least 20 minutes. And usually they've stretched into longer than 20 minutes because my problem is getting started. And once I get started, I can go longer, but it's that. So that's been a good encouragement. So I'm at almost 3 weeks of doing cardio every day. And that's been an encouragement for me. I feel better. So
Awesome. Yeah. So that started off with the community. And then that also started to encourage you to get the cardio in. And now I know that you've been on this 20-day, almost 20 days, I believe, winning streak with your cardio, with the elliptical. And what I like to see is there's that exchange of conversation between you and Chris and the community, because it encourages each other. So with the nutrition, I know that you've also exchanged regarding nutrition tips, so on and so forth. Could you just highlight a little bit, maybe regarding a nutrition interaction that you had with the community?
Let's see. It's not coming to my mind right now. Let's see what it is.
Tom?
Well, we did talk about that, and I don't remember what it is. It's been a while since that happened, so I'm sorry that I can't remember what it was. But sorry, I can't remember.
It's okay. But you've had interactions with the community, the online community regarding nutrition.
Yes, and kind of, I think there's been a lot of freedom of letting go of some things, what things are some things that I've learned personally about not having to hang on to things and being able to share those things with other people, and to but yeah, I think, and then sharing recipes and ways of cooking things, ways of doing things. That's been a big encouragement both ways. So
thank you. So what about our interaction? What have you, give me top 3 things that maybe are insights from the modules or our coaching calls during the week?
Okay. So yeah, the modules, I don't think I expected that it would be as much information learning. And it's been good because there's a lot of things that I thought I knew that I didn't know. And so there's been a lot of specifics that have been really helpful for me that have helped to kind of direct my food choices. So there'd be times where I'm thinking about what to do, and then I can hear your voice in my head saying certain things, and it's making me make a different choice. So that's been really good. And then I think the whole idea of just counting macros, this is the first time I've ever done that ever. And doing it on MyFitnessPal, it's been really easy. And it's nice to have, a plan that's easy to follow, and it's connected well, and that I know that you're going to check in. And then I think that third piece is that accountability. Well, I'll say 2 parts to that. One, you are a huge encourager. You are so great about sending little messages that say you're doing well, keep it up. And that's always encouraging to hear and keeps you motivated. And then I think just the accountability, knowing that I'm going to check in, and that will help me have that extra little push to choose what I really want to do versus what I might think I want to do in the moment, according to my emotions. So.
Cool. Thank you. Well, I really do enjoy our conversations. And honestly, it's not hard to encourage you because you are doing so amazing. But what I forgot to pinpoint was your weight loss. Could you tell me how much pounds that you've lost from the start to now?
I've lost 20 pounds in about 10 weeks.
Awesome.
So, yeah.
And before your previous journeys, how easy or feasible would that have been for you?
Usually I'd start off with a bang, and then it would kind of peter out. And then I would have times where I would lose some, and then I would maybe gain the next week, and then I would lose. But this is the first time ever for the last 10 weeks, I've had a consistent loss every single week, which is different than what I've experienced in the past. So
awesome. So what is Cindy's mindset like now with her weight loss journey?
I would say hopeful. I think that there's a lot of hope in terms of where this could go and moving forward. And I think hope is an amazing thing, as a good motivator. So, yeah.
Recently, we talked a little bit about the situation yesterday where you had missionaries from Mozambique. And then it was not a slip up or off the track, but you had mentioned something about your mindset. If you can just briefly talk a little bit about the change of your mindset that Cindy has now than previously. If this would have occurred, what would Cindy have said to herself before?
Right. So the situation was, it was a one-day thing. It was a special event, and I didn't eat according to my plan yesterday. But it was a deliberate choice because of the moment and wanting to engage with the people that I was with. And in the past, that would have set me off in terms of making me think, well, now I've blown it, so why don't I just continue to do whatever I want the rest of the weekend? But my mindset shift was, it wasn't a blowing it. It was a deliberate choice to enjoy a certain thing. And then as a result, then the next day, making different choices to offset that choice. But I knew going into it that I would do that. So I think that made a huge difference. And so it wasn't a downhill slide. It was a stop, check, and then continue to move forward. So it was good.
Awesome. I hear more of a solid mindset towards sustainable life transformation. So every time there's a bump in the road, it's not a bump and I get off track now. It's
right.
A bump in the road, and that's all that it is, and you move forward. Right. So I'm really proud of you for doing that. And my second to last question here is, if there was a Cindy out there that's watching this video now, maybe a replica of something like your journey, what would that encouragement, what kind of encouragement would you give this Cindy that could be watching this right now?
Well, I think because if I look back to how I was before, the biggest thing was kind of a doubt. I had a lot of doubt that it would just be one more thing that was also going to fail, because eventually all the other things that I've done had eventually failed. So I feel like that what I would say to someone else in that position would be, you don't have to have that doubt, that there is hope. There is a possibility. You'll have people. It's not like another weight loss program where you're having to follow a certain step on your own, but you're really connected with real people who are checking in with you and who know your story and can come alongside and encourage you. And there's a lot of power in an ability to be able to stick with it that's not there in other things. So.
Awesome. And last question. Could you tell the audience, the viewers who are watching this, what do you feel is Iron Sharpens Iron like now that you've gone through this journey with us? Could you kind of describe them a little bit about us, about being part of this journey with you?
Well, so I've mainly done the nutritional part. I haven't participated in the workout part. Other than just the check-ins. That's been really good. But what I'm seeing of Iron Sharpens Iron, I see there is more than just a program to follow. There's more than just the accountability, but there is a whole person care kind of. Both you and Chris are great about just checking in and to encourage and to follow up. And you provide information, you provide resources, you provide structure, you provide accountability. It's a whole package deal. So it all works really well together. And both of you guys are just really great and personable and fun to work with. And so I think that also adds to the encouragement and the ability to be able to move forward. So.
Thank you. I really appreciate your time today, Cindy. I hope that this has also encouraged the other Cindys that may be watching, that it would also stir up your heart to see that if you want to, one, of course, honor God through fitness and nutrition, because the temple of the Holy Spirit is really important, and this has been an area of struggle for you, then we can definitely partner with you and help you in this journey. But last of all, if anything, if you need prayer, as Iron Sharpens Iron, we are always here as always, because we are not only a fitness and nutrition coaching program, but we do strive to honor Christ in everything that we do. So if you do need prayer or just encouragement, message Chris and I. We are always here for you. But at Iron Sharpens Iron, as we always like to say, make moves, not excuses.